Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Alejandra. Today's video is just me doing a chit chat, get ready with me. In my friend group, I was always the kind of person that was kind of like there for everybody. Like I was always the one that people would come to for advice, and I was always the person that if people didn't know like the decisions to make, like they would always come to me. I love that stuff. Going into college, I always thought that I was going to be a psychologist because I loved helping people and I loved talking to people about their problems, and that was always like in my mind that that's what I was going to do. Fast forward to now, obviously that's not what I'm doing, but the fact that that's always been me, and the fact that I've always wanted to give people advice, and that I've always liked giving people advice, like whenever I first started this YouTube channel, like that's what I wanted to do. I kind of just wanted to tell you guys like that things aren't perfect all the time. I guess like I'm obviously not perfect all the time, like whatsoever. Everybody always asks me how come I'm always happy all the time and just like all these things, but the truth is that like I'm not always happy. I'm not going to be happy like 24/7. Like nobody is. I do have hard times. Like whenever it comes to school, like don't even get me started. School is something that has honestly tested my limits so much. High school was never something that was like super hard for me to be good at. But whenever I got to college, like those same A's that I would make were definitely harder to get than they were in high school. And I think that's something that going in now in college, it's definitely been different. It's definitely been like, well, you know what, like you have to try it a lot harder now. I feel like this generation has definitely emphasized being stressed as like a normal thing. Being stressed doesn't have to be a constant state. We should not always be stressed. There's no reason to always be stressed. Things are just going to get harder. Like there's no point in beating yourself up. Whenever you're in a program that's really competitive, you kind of start to think, oh well, they're better than me, or like I'm not doing as good as them. But honestly, everybody's on their own journey, and you don't have to be the way that they are in order to be great, you know? I feel like there's just this constant pressure on college students, on anybody actually. I feel like everybody's always constantly stressed, and everybody feels like they have to be somebody right away, and that's not the truth. I'm 21 years old. You guys may be 21 as well, like my same age. You don't have to have it all figured out. And I feel like this generation is built on always pretending to be okay and always pretending to have everything figured out. And I will be the first to say that I do not have it all figured out. Like my life isn't like all figured out. I know what I want to do, and I know where I want to be, and the things that I want to spend my time doing. That does not mean that everything is always going to go as planned. There's always going to be setbacks and stuff that's going to prevent me from getting there, but at the end of the day, if you know you want to do something, then just start it. I used to post a lot of videos on Instagram where I would talk about positivity, and I would talk about like keep going and working hard and working for the things that you want, and I stopped posting those, and it wasn't because of anything in specific. And I want to get back into the motion of doing those videos because you guys would message me and tell me that you guys really liked those encouragement videos. They made you want to keep trying even more, or you guys would just tell me a lot of things. And honestly, like your guys' messages whenever you tell me that kind of stuff, like it makes me feel good because it makes me feel like I'm actually like saying something that matters. Whenever I started my YouTube channel, in my first video I said that I wanted to talk about God, and I wanted to talk about real things, and I wanted to talk about my faith. And then I realized that in the videos that I've posted, I haven't really talked to you guys like about anything. There's going to be hard times, there's going to be falls, there's going to be things that you have to do that you don't want to do. Just because you're not where you want to be at in your life right now doesn't mean that you're not progressing, you know? I just feel like a lot of people are sad nowadays, and I feel like there's just so much to be happy about in this life that it's not worth being sad about. This beautiful life isn't meant to be spent sad like all the time, and I just feel like we all need to pick ourselves up and be happy about the things that we have, and be appreciative of the places that we've gotten and where we are in our lives right now. Personally, the place where I'm at right now isn't where I want to be for the rest of my life. I'm not at my end goal, and I don't think I'll be to where I want to be in the next couple months. I believe in God 100%, and my faith in him is strong, and I know that my life and my future is already planned for, and I know that he has my future in his hands, and that he knows what he created me for, and he knows what he did whenever whenever he made me. And I feel like at the end of the day, it's not worth constantly worrying about, and it's not worth constantly wanting to be perfect. Your life and what you're meant to do and where you're meant to be is going to happen, like sooner or later. Like, it's just all about God's plan. Honestly, I feel like we worry so much about what's gonna happen next that we fail to focus on where we are right now. I never take back the time to say, oh my gosh, well, I've gotten this far and I'm so proud of myself and I'm happy of the things that I've accomplished. And sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you're going to have to take time out of your day to tell yourself that you're proud of yourself and that you've gotten where you are right now because of you. Something that I have noticed, and something that personally I have experienced multiple times in my life, is that you are the only person that can make you feel any type of way, and you are the only person that is able to get yourself out of the situation that you are in right now, whatever the situation may be. People can tell you, don't feel like that, like it's going to get better, or do this or do that and this is going to help. Like, people can go out of their way to tell you and give you so much advice, but at the end of the day, whether you take it or not, that is all dependent on you. And people can tell you so many things, but till you decide, you know what, like this is it, that's whenever you'll get out of the situation, or that's whenever you'll be like, oh well, I don't want to feel like this anymore. You'll be able to pick yourself up. I myself have to tell myself, like, hey girl, like pick yourself up, you're better than this, keep going, and then I'll keep going. So you just kind of have to make sure that you are happy within yourself and that you're content with yourself, and then the rest strives from there. Make sure that you put yourself first in every situation, in the least conceited and the least self-centered possible way, because you can't bring other people joy if you're not happy, and you can't be there for other people if you're not happy. And honestly, I feel like that's where it all starts at, with self-care, self-love, with appreciation and confidence within yourself, and just being who you are, being the best version of yourself. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a super great night, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah.